I've got to pee.
Oh. You drank a giant glass of water, a coffee. I remember you don't have to poo. You drank a coffee and some Pepsi Max.
I only poo once a day.
Poo once a day. You sometimes do too.
You
After a
sometimes
run.
do too?
After a run.
Okay, fair
Get
enough.
another one out.
Yeah, in the morning.
You put work? I'm a big believer in that.
No,
If I can get paid to poo, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Not often,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, this is going to go good at the end, isn't it?
Maybe I'll be different, put it at the start. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. I am Turch, and with me in studio is my co-host and the CEO. It's the man who I'd recommend to be the spokesperson for Light and Easy. It's Kieran. How are you doing, buddy?
I have been on a journey these last 7 days. Let me tell you, what a journey it's been.
Well, what about... I was going to start with the rant like we usually do, but let's talk about this, because last episode, which it should be up by now, I guarantee it's up by now, we talked about doing a weight loss challenge where we're trying
And I'm an idiot for going into these challenges, right? Because
this is the best... I think this is the smartest challenge we've both done, because at the end of the day, even technically if we lose, and we lose weight, we're still winners.
yes, that's right.
I think there's no real losers in this challenge, but there'll be someone who definitely loses more weight.
I
Who will be
challenge
the winner.
you, just so something that I can win.
Yeah.
Because you said you don't like running or something like that. I challenge you to a half marathon in 150 days.
Okay, you're on.
All right, shit.
I mean, I might not win, but I'd rather lose and say I tried.
As long as I beat you, I'm happy.
That's fine.
All right.
Now that sounds good to me. So the weight loss challenge has gone really well. So you've been doing the light and easy.
I've been doing the light
You've
and
gone
easy.
that way,
And you've been doing no carbs.
Well, what I realized was I was eating a lot of carbs, and I
Yeah.
thought to myself, hey, how many carbs can I cut out of each meal? And I added it all up of how much I used to eat, and I was like, oh my god, there was quite a bit here. It was more like the snacky sort of foods, like I have some chips, or with dinner we might
Some
have
salami.
well, it's less like bread,
Yeah.
and rice and stuff
Yeah.
with that with dinner. And then lunches and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, well, let me just cut out all carbs. Let's see what we can do. Ended up finding out, basically cutting out carbohydrates is the keto diet. Mm-hmm. So technically, I've just been on the keto diet
Right.
for about, 2-ish weeks now, whenever we sort of said that we're doing the challenge from.
Yeah.
And it's been really good, because I've been able to cut out all carbohydrates. I don't think I've really had any...
That's impressive.
Like today I didn't have any at all. I had for breakfast just vegetables, then I had a tuna salad for lunch with no carbs, and then for dinner I had a stir fry without noodles.
Okay, and if we've still got any listeners,
But it's been actually really good, and I've been running every day.
oh, good for you.
So we've been doing very well. So I'm very proud of us.
Well, I was a bit shocked. So we said we'd do this challenge, and then I was like, right, I'm going to order light and easy. But it took 4 or 5 days for it to turn up.
Yeah.
So I didn't start the diet.
Right.
I binged.
So
right.
you were heavier when you started. That's just good.
Right. Yeah.
Because remember, it's body weight percentage. If you're really heavy and then you lose like 10 kilos, it's better body weight percentage. It's fine.
So anyway, it's been a week. Today is day 8 of the light and easy diet.
Yeah,
and I can proudly say that I have lost 2.8 kilos.
That's amazing.
But I didn't have a shit when I weighed myself, so it could be a little bit more.
I have not weighed myself this week. I do it on Fridays.
Yep.
So last time I weighed myself.
Oh, and that's what I was worried, because you told me, because you started straight away, and then you go, I've got bad news, and you've lost
Well, I was when the initial weighing that I did was 86.8.
Yep.
86.7, sorry, 86.7. And then the next time I weighed myself, I said, I'm going to weigh myself to Jess. And she's like, oh, yeah. So I weighed myself. And then
Now, weighing yourself naked in the morning.
No, this was like Friday after work.
Oh, so you've eaten and you've got liquids in your system.
Yeah. So
right.
I was like full on. And then Jess goes, you're taking a long time in the bathroom to weigh yourself. What's going on? So, okay, can you come here and like check that I'm doing... You know when you check... So I step on the scale again and I was 81.8 kilos. I lost 4.9 kilos in about a week.
Yeah.
Doing the keto stuff. So I haven't weighed myself since then.
Yeah.
But I am keeping track of it on, like, because I've got the Fitbit and stuff like that, keeping track of it on the Fitbit app and stuff like that. So I've got a log of all the exercise I've been doing. But I've been really trying. At work, like, there's some flights of stairs. Instead of going up the escalator, I've been going up, like, 3 flights of stairs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, just little things like that. So I'm very proud of us for this weight loss.
That's fantastic.
Weight loss challenge. It's been really
Well,
good.
I went on a journey. I started on the Thursday.
You were really struggling on the weekend. Can we start there?
Okay, well, Thursday. I started on the Thursday, and my boss had been away for the week. Right, she'd been doing other things, and it's Thursday, and it's 3:00, and I'm outside, and I'm talking to someone else who I know who's been on Light and Easy for a few weeks.
Yeah,
and I'm speaking to this person, and I go, I'm in a crisis, and it's like, why are you in a crisis, Kieran? I'm like, I've eaten all my food. It's 3:00. The only meal I've got left is dinner. I think I'm having an anxiety attack. I think I now know what it's like to have anxiety.
Oh, there you go. All that study, and suddenly you actually know from one experience of not having enough food.
What anxiety's like. My God, it's terrible. If anyone's experienced it, I sympathize with you now.
Excellent.
Right?
That's good, though.
Yeah. So anyway, my boss heard me, and
Yeah.
she's like, oh, shit. Like, watch out. Friday comes around.
Yeah.
And I stick to it. But, I went to bed hungry Thursday night.
Yeah.
Friday morning wakes up excited, and I'm like, I'm going to space my meals out a bit more, and I did that, and it wasn't 3:00, and I still had food left over, so I was like fucking kicking goals. Right, Saturday comes around, and, I'm like, I still went to bed hungry Friday night, but, better. Saturday comes around... And
you were in the slump.
It fucking
we met up for drinks.
It hit me.
Because you're doing no alcohol.
I'm doing no alcohol
whereas
as well.
I'm not, because on the keto diet, whiskey, neat, and vodka are both keto, like no carbohydrates, so I can have those. So I had a few drinks like that. But when we did see you at our friend's house, you were in pretty.
I don't know how I looked.
You looked depressed. It was really scary.
I was so fucking irritable. I don't know how to describe it right. I was there and I was committed to the goal.
You did it.
And I don't think, even you guys were waving, not you, but chips in front of me and this unhealthy food.
The chips were in front of me, but I can't have them either. So I was in the same boat as you.
Right. I was sitting there and I could feel my stomach like eating itself sitting there, right? But I was just like, I knew it's for a greater purpose, and I was so irritable. But I was just like, I'm not going to do it.
Nah.
And you could wave like the next day, Sunday. I was still fucking. I was moody. I'm not a moody person, but fuck me.
Yeah.
God, if you're a moody person, my God, I sympathise with you. And my sister had McDonald's, and she was eating it in front of me instead of like, oh, come on, you want a chip. And I was still fucking irritable, but I was like, no, enjoy your chips. I'm happy for you, but fuck off.
Yeah. The fuck off bit, it was so good until the fuck off bit.
So, but I've come around, and I've noticed, and I'm a little bit skeptical, because I'm like, it's been a week, like, come on.
Yeah.
But I've noticed more energy.
Yep.
Like nighttime, more energy. I'm like, fuck, this is all right.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about, I've noticed in like last 2 days, I'm not thinking about meals.
Yeah.
When I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
Like, because I've been going, oh my God, I can't wait till it gets to like, when it gets to 3:30, I'm going to have this snack.
Yeah.
Where today and yesterday, didn't think about that.
Amazing.
So I'm pretty impressed.
Oh, well, it's pretty good.
But I've got to up the exercise now so I can kick your
I
ass.
know. I think that's the big thing for me. I've really pushed myself to go for the runs and stuff like that, and I've already seen heaps of improvement, which is great. But we'll talk about an end date, maybe in this is going to be episode 62, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's 62. How about we say in another 3 weeks, episode 65?
65.
That'll be our weigh.
Because I weigh myself in the morning, so I'll weigh myself in the morning of episode 65.
Oh, well, I'll do the same sort of thing,
Mm.
and that way that'll be it. That'll be the last one from our heavy point.
Yeah.
And that'll be the end of episode 65. That's a big challenge, and the loser has to read an apology by the winner. 250 words. 250 words. Very excited about that. But Kieran,
Yes.
I have a rant.
Do you have a rant?
Well, I have a number of rants because I've noticed that the diet has done stuff to my body.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I'm going to rant about. And I don't know if this is how you feel, but I've got a few things to talk about, and they're all related to using the bathroom.
Oh.
So hopefully everyone's interested in our diet and everything else.
We have one listener now.
It sounds about right. But I think the first one is when you wake up in the morning, or when you're just really dehydrated and you go to the toilet and you have those dehydrated pisses.
Yeah.
You're still going to need a piss
When you wake up, your piss needs to be yellow, right?
That's
but
right.
during the rest of the day, it should be clear.
That's right. But in the morning, sometimes, especially after heavy nights of drinking.
Do you smell your piss?
Not every time. Not at work.
No. And I mean, I feel like I need to explain myself here.
A little bit.
Because if you eat a steak, right, a steak's filled with lots of amino acids, more than your body needs to absorb, so you piss it out. So you notice there's a different smell, if that makes sense. If you eat a big...
Maybe I'll have to take a bit more notice of it.
Big, juicy steak, and you piss the next morning, you'll notice it.
There you go. Well, I think it's more just
what I learnt from my nutrition degree.
Oh, there you go. There you go. For me, it's just more you get that dehydrated piss, and you can definitely smell those dehydrated pisses. Yeah. But it also hurts a little bit sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It shouldn't hurt.
It shouldn't hurt, but sometimes it does, especially after a big night. Yeah, maybe I should see a doctor. But other than that, nowadays, because of this keto thing, and I'm sure you're the same, you've just been drinking a shit ton more of water.
Oh, yeah, I've been peeing. I have been peeing like Niagara Falls.
And now you have to piss all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Which is also another issue, because now I feel I'm pissing once every hour, 2 hours, depending on how much water intake I do, especially at work. And now I feel like I'm spending all this time in the bathroom, and I'm sure people are looking at me going, that guy goes to the toilet a lot. But it's because I'm drinking so much water, because that's part of this whole losing weight thing. And it's meant to be really good for you to flush help the body move, get the metabolism going, flushing things out. But I just hate the fact that I've been pissing all the time.
Yeah. I'm with you. We need to get some kind of man cup funnel with a tube, and so we can just piss while we're at work sitting down with no splashback.
That'd be amazing. But here is the final thing.
Sorry, I can just imagine Alice listening to this right now.
She's sticking a catheter right in there. It'd be fine. In a bag.
I volunteered Turch. If he's pissing this much, he needs a solution.
There we go. But I've got one more issue. One more rant topic today. I know I've sort of just been brushing them over, but they're all sort of related. I hate it when you're walking somewhere in public. And you're just walking around your casual sort of thing, or you're going for a run, and suddenly you're it's okay to scratch your ass in public, I think. On the side, on the cheek or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I hate it when the ass crack gets itchy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that sweats.
And it sweats, because if you're out doing exercise, or you're just out walking, or you're out with some mates and stuff like that, and you're just walking around, it absolutely sweats.
Yeah.
And then sweat causes it to be itchy.
Yeah.
And suddenly you've got an itchy
ass crack.
Yeah. Which is, I would say, the most embarrassing thing you can possibly scratch.
Don't get in there.
But what else are you supposed to do? I don't know, do you use your back pocket and sort of go a little bit to the side?
You can't.
Do you just sort of try to wiggle it out? Or
you can't get in there.
I understand, if you're near a chair, you can just sit down and sort of give it a bit of a
grind
wiggle.
it.
Yeah. But what do? Or you try to do that fancy walk, and I know people can't see what I'm doing, but you know that walk you sort of do, like when your balls stick to the side of your leg and you sort of have to move your leg a little bit out one way. Like, girls don't know the issues. So when your balls...
Worse than childbirth.
Yeah. When your balls stick to your leg when it's hot, you sort of like... Guys will take like a little side step. Like you're still walking forward, but a little side step to sort of...
Readjust.
Readjust and stuff like that. That's something for everyone out there. But the ass crack thing...
As long as you're wearing underwear, you can sort of not go in skin touching skin. You can use the underwear to...
but
give
you still
yourself a
look
bit
like
of that
you're
buffer,
touching yourself. You still look like you're touching
Oh
yourself.
yeah,
in public.
I mean, but it's what risk do you want to take? Do you want everyone to be like, he's a fucking gross,
Yeah.
Or do you want to?
Look at that fruitcake walking around with a little shovel.
or do you want to not do anything and have an itchy asshole?
And that's the thing. Like you try to go, I'll hold out. I'll hold out a little bit for the scratching of the arse because I'm really in a public space. And eventually it gets so bad. Like
how often do you get itchy assholes?
It only happened to me. I went on a walk yesterday, and this is a real life rant. This is something that happened to me. And I was walking, and I was able to go around.
How many children were there?
I was lucky enough to find a corner to go around.
How many children were present, Turch?
Zero. We're safe.
All right.
We're safe. But I was able to go around a corner and sort of bit hidden, sort of scratch and go. But
did you sniff?
No.
You didn't sniff your hand?
No.
Good.
I didn't put my hand down my pants. I just sort of through the pants.
Okay.
Through the pants, I did a scratch.
Through the pants, you did a scratch.
That's right. And then I kept walking. But that's a really big... That really pissed me off recently. That's something I'm really passionate about or ranting about. Mm-hmm. And I think that people...
So children are dying because they have lack of food, and you rant about itchy assholes.
You know what? I think you're always going to be... But no, starving children have itchy assholes too. I'm not a starving children. They have itchy assholes.
Yeah, of course. Everyone has an itchy asshole.
Everyone has an itchy asshole.
The Queen has an itchy...
I'm sure she does.
Have an itchy asshole.
And I think it's the... when a great tragedy happens, the political leaders get up and they say something like, oh, we condemn this. We've got to move forward. We've got to allow people to come together and do stuff. I think political leaders...
Yeah.
And very important people have to come up and go, you know what? Someone has to scratch their ass. We've got to change our policy. If someone has to scratch their ass in public, don't look down on them. You're human too. One day it's going to happen to you. This is how we build a stronger community.
Of itchy assholes.
Well,
I just want to also, by the time the listeners listen to this, I just want to congratulate Palmer United Party for winning the election and forming government.
Apparently he's got he's got more percentage than One Nation.
Really?
Yeah, or equal thing, like 4% each or something.
Wow.
That's pretty good for a party that literally is a meme. Like, Donald Trump was a meme. This guy is a fucking meme.
I can't believe he was in Parliament.
Yes.
Bring him back.
Nah, he was great because he fell asleep in Parliament all the time. He was an absolute legend.
So many great entertainment.
Anyway, so itchy assholes is my problem. My rant.
How many itchy assholes do you reckon Clive has?
I've always wondered, like, how big do you have to be in size until you can't actually...
because he's a big man, so it'd be hard for him to scratch.
I mean, he's lost a lot of weight. He did the whole diet thing as well, but he loves his Tim Tams, that man.
Oh, I do love Tim Tams too. Can't eat it on my diet.
Can't eat it on the diet. I can't eat them either. Too many carbohydrates. But yeah, big thing. I'd be very, very excited about this election. I got to vote. But Kieran, you got some news for me?
I do have some news. Do you know? Fun fact. Mm-hmm. This is got a bit of a tangent here.
Yeah.
Water apparently has calcium in it, and calcium makes water harder or softer, and that also impacts on brewing beer.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, Melbourne water,
Melbourne
Australian water, is like some of the best water because it's like right in that perfect balance between sort of thing. Like, that's part of that livability scale.
Yeah.
So, like, they test
and the quality of the beer because of the water.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So there's calcium in the water. It's hard and soft. What's that got to do with beer in this article here?
It's
I'm really biting some time. I
was like, it's here, but it's not freaking opening up. Here we go. Brewery offers free beer for info on stolen van. 42 minutes later, the van was located.
Right. 42 minutes later.
Police officers around the country may want to take note on what gets people to start talking to police when they know a crime has been committed. The United Brewing Company in Charlotte, North Carolina, took to social media Monday to ask for help in finding the company's delivery van after thieves stole it. Obviously, the police didn't do a good enough job. They posted it, offered free beer, 42 minutes later, sold. I just say congratulations to them. Please help us find. Share with all your friends. Whoever finds it, Brad will buy you a keg party. Oh,
that's pretty good.
If you stole it and bring it back, you'll also get a keg party. Smile for the camera. Please DM if you see it.
Oh, so they were going to give even the person that stole it a keg party. They just want the van back. That's well, it's probably cheaper than replacing a van and going through insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Do you know what? So if they do that, then every week someone's got to steal a van, a company employee.
Yeah.
Nah,
because then they'll get sus to it. They can only do it once.
Can't do it on a fixed interval.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
It's
got to be random.
I was going to say a prime number day every, the 50th prime number day or hour or something like that. It has to be some real complex logic map sort of thing that's hard to figure out for...
Something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So it raised me to think, has anything been stolen from you?
I've been a few little guitar things, like gigs.
Yeah.
Musicians are pretty shit like that.
Really?
Yeah. So if you notice, all my guitar stuff sort of behind us in the studio here. All my cables are red and blue and even my amplifier, I play orange amplifiers and stuff like that. They're really bright and stuff like that. Everything I buy in that regard, other than guitars, because guitars you just gotta I buy strictly because people don't like multicolored things.
Yeah, right.
And I can sort of go, oh, that's definitely mine. But people have stolen power boards off me and stuff like that. All the power boards I have here, I've put my name on, so if people nick it, I know that that it's mine. I got a message from a friend of mine not too long ago who's working back at the high school I went to.
Yeah.
And he's working in the audio-visual section.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do I know this person?
Oh, you might know this person, but I won't give their name out. Yeah. Anyway, he messages me and goes, oh, I found something of yours. And I'm like, what the hell? I haven't seen this bloke since I left high school.
Okay.
And he messages me, and it's a picture of an old power board of mine with my name on it.
Wow.
That I must have just left at the school.
Or it was stolen.
But yeah, that's why you have to label your sort of stuff. I've been pretty lucky with stealing things.
See, I steal probably, the things that are the stapler, admin office only.
Yeah.
Or Mustang admin. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think you can steal pens and books and stuff like that from work. I think there's no real...
I don't steal them. I use them.
Well, that's right. It's ongoing lending to, until there's no... the value of it is so low that's not worth giving back.
Yeah. I had to teach one of my colleagues the other day, right? Because he's just like, hey, you're new here. How come you keep getting things, right? You keep asking for things like a new chair and a new desk and yada, yada, yada. And I said, Easter came. Did you get the admins some chocolate and an Easter card? And he's like, no. And I'm like, it's Easter time. You always got to give the admins.
Always one for one.
I said, whenever I'm down there, I spend 5 minutes chatting to them. They're lovely people. I'm like, they make your life wonderful or terrible.
You always got to be nice to the admin people. You've said that many a time on the show.
And another one. I'm networking. I've also figured out the mailman, the internal mail person, which is actually a mail woman.
Well, there you go.
Right. Also, very networked with a lot of other departments and people. You've got to look after the mail person.
Just get that transport ready to rock and roll.
I now get my mail hand delivered.
There you go.
Don't have to go down to the mail room. So,
I'm very impressed. What
Thank
can
you.
I say? This, I'm sure you're talking this up, and I don't know. I don't know if what I feel about it, but I feel like you're very happy, and that's what.
Actually, have I told you about the fucking owl that I won?
Yes. You told me.
Oh.
The listeners do not need to hear about the owl story. Not yet, anyway. Because I've got some news.
All right.
Did you see? Everyone's been talking about it on the internet. Did you see the Sonic the Hedgehog, the film trailer?
No.
Oh my goodness. It is a sight to behold. I'm just going to show you a picture of Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic the Hedgehog from the movie. Now, you know what Sonic the Hedgehog looks like, right? You've played maybe a game or seen a picture.
Oh, maybe when I was like 5.
Yeah. So anyway, they're finally making a feature-length film about this character, right? And the design for Sonic the Hedgehog is so bad. It had such a negative backlash from the fans that the company that made the film has said, "Oh, we're gonna reskin through the whole film what Sonic looks like. We're gonna change his look." The film comes out in about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And they're gonna reskin. So this is what Sonic the Hedgehog looks like regularly. That guy there.
Yeah. I know that one. Sonic, yeah.
And this is what he looks like in the film. One second, I'll pull this one up here. It really does look like. There you go.
What the fuck is that? What the?
Yeah, so they really screwed up. Like, they really, really screwed up. And I've been really enjoying it because, like, they really just screwed the pooch on what.
But
Sonic...
who's their target audience? Isn't it like 5-year-olds? Who gives about this shit about
Sonic
like the 30-year-olds?
Sonic really has a diverse group of people that like Sonic. Sonic literally has lived on because of his design. You know, there hasn't really been a good Sonic video game since the Sega Genesis or back in 20 years ago. You know, only maybe recently Sonic Mania, nothing else. But like I said, so bad they're gonna reskin him in the beginning.
Why? Sorry, I don't even think. What was Sonic?
It was just a 2D side scroller platformer.
So a game.
Yeah, it's a video game.
Yeah, right? Okay. And people are obsessed about this.
Yeah.
People are weird.
People are weird, and DeviantArt is a weird place, and people like weird things.
It's probably Sonic porn as well.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at. Apparently, like one of the biggest...
so the people that watch fucking Sonic porn are the ones that are complaining that it doesn't look like Sonic.
Well, everyone is, because lots of Sonic fans. But yeah, Sonic porn, like DeviantArt is like people draw their own things, and you can commission people and stuff like that. And there's lots of porn of Sonic in various different types of porn. Like vor porn, where people swallow people whole and then live inside them. That's a type of porn. Or there's a foot fetish, but foot fetish of Sonic.
Right.
So
wow.
Yeah, it's real. The rabbit hole goes very deep, and maybe I'll show you some videos from Mr. Medica. He does a great series about DeviantArt, and if you want to throw up and learn about the weird people on the internet, watch the series DeviantArt by Mr. Medica. It's a fantastic series. But that's not where I was going with the story. I sort of had to give you some backstory because this terrible film that I'm very excited to see stars Jim Carrey. It's going to star Jim Carrey.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, so a B-list celebrity.
Yeah. Do you know he's an anti-vaxxer?
Is he? Yeah. No,
Yeah. Great. Yeah. So, one of our favourite actors has come out to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Wiseau.
From The Room.
That's right. So Tommy Wiseau from The Room has come out. And so it says here, a director of the infamous The Room seems interested in portraying his favourite character from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, Shadow, if there is a sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog. So the film, obviously, it's seen some negative reaction, this and that. But yeah, so do you know who Shadow the Hedgehog is?
Not a clue.
So it's basically like he came in later in the game series and stuff like that as a as like a rival for Sonic, like a negative sort of Sonic, a evil Sonic, and this and that. So this is what he looks like. And then I'll give you a bit of a backstory on that guy there. So that's what he looks like.
Oh, yep, I remember.
Yeah, sort of a negative sort of guy. You know, so as I say, he is one of the most popular in the franchise. His background is emotional one, being an artificial life form who befriends a young girl named Maria, and then Maria is killed by a human, and that fuels his rage against humanity. Mm-hmm. But, you know, some games he's against Sonic, some games he's with Sonic, some games they're working sort of in tandem, but they don't know, and all that sort of stuff. But Tommy Wiseau, from The Room and stuff like that, posted an image of himself next to a picture of Sonic.
Yeah.
No, not Sonic, of Shadow the Hedgehog on Twitter. Nothing else with the tweet, just the picture.
Yeah.
And people are like, what could this possibly mean? Would he actually be Shadow the Hedgehog? Would he want to play Shadow the Hedgehog in a future film? But I guess the big thing is that Shadow has a very deep voice.
Yeah.
He's like really cool, like that. Whereas Tommy Wiseau was, oh hi. So it'd be very interesting to say that.
How are you all today?
But that's not to say he probably couldn't pull it off, because he did. Did you see that thing where he did?
Was the Joker?
Was the joke? And he was amazing.
Yeah.
Actually amazing. And in his new film, he sort of plays like that demonic sort of character.
Bring him back.
And he was amazing in that too, within Best Friends and stuff like that.
I'm
very
Best Friends.
excited. Sorry?
I haven't seen that one.
You should. It's the one directed by the other guy in The Room.
Yeah.
But it's got
For
Tommy
those of you that haven't seen The Room, go and see the world's worst best film.
I think we've talked about it before, but
At one of the, you got to see it at the cinema. It's an experience.
it's fantastic.
Where you get to throw spoons at the
screen.
At the screen.
There's a whole bunch of games. It's like it's meant to be like this very, I don't know, like overly dramatic.
Go with a few people.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's meant to be like this over dramatic drama and stuff like that, but ends up, because of the bad acting, the bad story, the bad timing of everything, the editing and stuff like that, it just becomes an absolute riot, and it becomes what Tommy Wiseau later on says, it becomes a black comedy, dark comedy, but it's not really. It's really just the worst film of all.
The worst. No, but yeah,
very enjoyable.
It's an experience, and people are after experiences these days.
I think so.
I think so too.
Oh.
Turch.
Well, I'm sick of talking about Sonic, but I do want to go see the film. I'm very excited about it.
Well, that's good. And you could do a movie review.
I will. Oh, perfect! I'm in!
I'll give you the criteria.
Yeah.
I'll give you the Kieran Thorpe movie review criteria.
Unwrapped. Yes, please. Please, let's do that. But you've got some more news for me?
No, I just want to... I'll go through the criteria.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Legroom.
Comfort.
Arm length size,
Food and beverage.
Yeah. Very important things. Content of the film doesn't matter. You've got to be comfortable. Does that make sense?
I'm feeling this. This is a really good review thing, because realistically, I can take this to do anything. Like, it doesn't matter if there's a film or not. How was the film Sonic? Sonic? You know what? I'm going to review Sonic right now. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 5.
You're after an experience. And if the experience isn't there, how can you watch a film?
I'm not even sure. I'm learning from the master over there. I really am.
Do you know? Actually, I do have a rant. Yeah. Do you know what really shits me? I was very good last night. I didn't eat, but I did some long hours at work and a few other people, and I sort of went, yeah, I'll take a bit of a break, and we sort of went out to get dinner. Now, I'm eating my light and easy, so I didn't get dinner, but we get out there, turn up to this sort of like takeaway place. They're open, but they're like, nah, they had people there, but like, nah, we're closed. Where is the focus on the customer? There was 4 people willing to buy food off them. Just disappointed. Damn teenagers working in behind, Not.
They're being told what to do.
Alibaba. For those of you that don't know what Alibaba is, it's like the eBay for China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Silk Road there for a second. That's also like an eBay, but for drugs.
What was that?
I'm pretty sure it's still called Silk Road. I still think.
Oh, Silk Road, yeah. Silk
yeah.
Road is for drugs. Alibaba is the eBay for China. And have you heard of this, Church? The founder has been in the news.
No, but go on.
What do you think he has said?
He's Chinese.
And it's not about investment.
I bet you he's like super anti-gay or something like that.
No.
I don't know then. That was my guess.
That's a terrible guess. Alibaba founder Jack Ma says staff should have sex 6 times in 6 days.
That's you know what? Fully supported. 100%.
One of China's wealthiest men, Jack Ma, founder of tech giant Alibaba, is urging his employees to have more sex in pursuit of better work-life balance. Mr. Ma gave the speech at an event which dozens of Alibaba couples were married in a group ceremony, stressing that a balanced home life was important for long-term happiness and health, and dubbed his philosophy 669.
Right. And what does the 669?
What we want, 60-69 in life? What is 60-69? 6 times in 6 days. That's the emphasis is on 9. He said at the company gathering, referring to sex and using a play on words as the word 9.
There you go.
In Mandarin, it is a homophone for the word long.
So 6 times.
That's
in 6
72
days,
hours.
Love you long time. Is that what you're telling me?
Love you long time, yep. Mr. Mars, 669, was in reference to a popular term that describes the Chinese industry's work culture. A rough schedule of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. That's 72 hours a week, often without overtime pay.
Jesus
Overworking
Christ.
is common in China, seen as a way to show dedication to your job. But it became controversial recently after Mr. Ma endorsed the overwork culture, posting online in April to be able to work 996 is huge bliss, arguing that milestones only come with great sacrifice. But he wants them to have sex more.
Have sex at work.
I think he's endorsing it.
I think he's endorsing it because they were saying, correct me if I understood this wrong, the employees of Alibaba, some of them got married.
Yeah, in a
big ceremony.
In a mass ceremony.
So they all worked
Conducted
at the
by
company.
him. Yeah.
Which means that
Maybe they should.
he's definitely endorsed having sex in the office.
Yeah, maybe they should have rooms where you just have sex. Bit like
Instead
a
of
brothel.
a meeting room, a sex room.
Yeah.
That'd be a dirty room. You're going to have to hire more cleaners who will also need to have sex 6 times. You have to hire the husband and the wife. It's the duo. You got to have both. You get the double. You got to have the both.
Got to have the double-double?
Double.
The double-double.
Well, at least six-tuple.
The six-tuple.
Is that just mean like... Yeah, go on, sorry. No, I lost my train of thought.
Me too. You know we're doing a podcast now.
That's all right. I got something for you, Kieran. You know what? I used to do Trump Watch.
I know.
Remember that?
I do
remember that bit, and I got sick of it.
Trump Watch.
Not that I got sick of it, but I think people were getting sick of me going on about how good Donald Trump is and how fun it is. So I decided to start a new bit.
Yeah.
It's called Flat Earth Watch. Where I give everybody an update on my dealings and understanding of what the flat earth people are doing to entertain themselves and entertain me. Are you happy with this bit, firstly?
Yes, I'm so happy.
Okay, so one, I still want to get one on the show, but apparently I'm a corporate shill. But that's another thing.
That is the worst defense ever. That is the worst
Well,
defense.
speaking of corporate shills,
Yeah.
they're not recently.
You know what? Hang on.
What?
You should do that. You should do that. Takes one to know one. Do that card. Tell them they're corporate shields.
I will.
That will fucking blow their mind.
Yeah, I know, right? And if they don't know what I mean by that, they should do their own research.
Yeah, it's the corporations, man. It's the corporations.
Well, Trump, I know, and this is the thing, I'm sort of amalgamating a little bit of both. So, Donald Trump's just recently come out and said that next financial year...
Wait, next year or next financial year?
Next financial
or
year.
next year's financial year?
Look, next financial year, he's going to increase NASA's budget by $1.6 billion.
Okay.
1.6? $1.6 billion. Which is great. I mean, who doesn't want to spend more rockets and shit like that into space? So we learn a lot.
For the space army.
Yeah, do that sort of thing. The space marines, you got to have them. We've got to fight the illegal aliens and stuff like that. It's very important. But I only found that out because a flat Earth group decided to post that in their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is sort of weird. Like, why would they be posting this article? Like, I know they don't really like NASA.
Do they not believe the moon exists? Or?
Some of them don't.
Okay.
There's also a thing I recently found out. But I just thought, I'll have a look through the comments and see what they're saying. So here are some actual comments from the Post, which was a news article about Donald Trump giving NASA an extra $1.6 billion. Trump is a shill. This is the first one. Here's one. Get out, Trump. When will people learn? He's part of the show. Time waster. And the final one was, what a crock of shit. So, look, I'm not a smart man. I try to be sometimes, but I'm not. But this is my thinking. Logical thinking. Flat earthers, they hate Trump. So if you hate Trump, you're a flat earther. I think that's a fair statement. If I'm wrong...
So everyone who hates Trump is a flat earther.
I can't see how that's wrong at the moment. I know lots of people. They all think Trump's funny and great.
Yeah.
They believe the Earth is round.
Uh-huh.
I know if
science, people. This is called science.
This is how I do it. This is how I do it. So they also think, flat earthers think, that celebrities and other people around the world, like TV shows and stuff like that, are subliminally.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I did well. Trying to say that the Earth is actually flat through their music and stuff like that. They have this celebrities that have this immense knowledge because they're moved higher up in the Illuminati sort of thing, and they get this knowledge and they're trying to pass it down to the layman.
Yeah.
And they're the only ones that can sort of read through the fine lines of this and that. But have you heard a song on the radio called Old Town Road?
Old Town Road?
No, it's like a trap song, like a rap hip hop trap song.
Oh, like boom.
Yeah, but it's influenced.
Old Town Road.
But it's sort of influenced a little bit by country, so it's got like a country sort of setting.
Oh,
but
now we're talking. Ding, ding, ding,
yeah.
ding, ding.
But it's like over a trap sort of music beat.
Yeah.
No. I'll let you listen to it afterwards. Anyway, the rapper for that, his name is Lil Nas X, and he sings the song.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what he said in this. So this is YouTube show called Genius, where rappers come on and explain their lyrics, and he's talking about a line in the song where he goes, I want to take my horse down the old town road and ride till we can't ride no more, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And this is what he says about that line. This line is a reference to the flat earth model, which in my opinion is indisputable fact. I believe the edge of the earth is a road where we cannot tread beyond, hence my horse can ride no longer. So they posted this in the flat earth groups, saying that this,
and they all fucking loved it. They all loved
of course.
it.
Look at this guy showing the truth in the mainstream sort of thing. It's being accepted and this and that. So very exciting times for the flat earth people.
That is amazing. Do you know what I learnt this week?
What did you learn this week?
So, oh shit. There we go.
Yeah, we're good.
Mike's good. Do you know what I learnt this week? How I deal with some of my students.
Yeah.
In the corporate world, I might be on disciplinary... we're brought up on disciplinary action.
Please explain. This is a story I want to hear. I don't want to hear about your bloody, other things. But
So, I found out... I was just talking to someone I was talking about feedback. And I was like, yeah, if I get shit work, I just send it back. Like, stop wasting my time. Do better. Right? And then they send it to me, and then I go, all right, I'll give some feedback. Now, I'll send it back. You've got to do better. Right? Or, I'm talking about my honours students. Like, they come into my office, and one of them disclosed that they had some, like, personal issues going on. And I'm like, that's great, but I still want your writing next week. Like, the world is not going to stop for that, so you've got to figure out what to do and do it. I know I'm in a psychology department, but that's not my role. Go find someone else. Right? And apparently I'm not supposed to talk to people like that.
I don't
Apparently
think so. I was like, ooh, geez. A little bit rough. And maybe give them a day extra, or 2. I mean, depending on the issue, obviously.
Yeah, I was like...
There must be some protocol for that sort of stuff.
I was just like, you got to get your shit together because I want that next week.
There's got to be some protocol for that sort of stuff, though, right?
Oh, there is, but...
Let's follow the protocol. You're ready to rock and roll.
But I was like, this year's not going to stop for you. This year's a very tough year. So my job is to push you. My job is not to, sympathise and go, that's that. So apparently, also this a colleague of mine, he had to get a new chair, right? But apparently...
Can you talk to the admin people, give them some Easter eggs?
Wait. His chair arrived. Anyway, he gets this...
Big Game of Thrones chair.
Yeah, pretty much. But maintenance weren't included in this, so I don't get it, right? And this guy from maintenance rang up Stacey and abused the admin lady, and she burst into tears, right? And then he finally gets onto the colleague, and my colleague goes, "Dude, why are you calling me? Go away. I've got my chair. I don't need you. I don't care that you went in the process. I've got my chair. Stop wasting my time. Hang up." Right? And this guy's talking about in the professional world. He's like, I don't think you could say that to your colleague. I'm like, but he's abusing him. I'd say the same thing. I'd tell him to go away. Probably even worse language than that. I've got what I need. Stop wasting my time. Disappear.
Yeah.
So I'm learning from other people that some of the actions that I do or say may not be tolerated in the corporate world.
Yeah, you're learning.
I was like,
sometimes you're just gonna go, you know what? It's not worth dealing with these sort of people. Just go, yep, no worries, and just
I was just
let
like,
it go.
I'm really glad the environment I'm in is not politically correct.
Well, we'll see.
So,
just a university lecturer.
No, I was like, I don't see any problem. I was like, so what? My students potentially got some personal issues. I still want the work next week.
Fair enough. You're right. It doesn't
deal with
stop. It doesn't stop, but
you've got to deal with it, and So fascinating. How would you handle that? A colleague comes to you. I've got some issues, and they've got to produce some work next week.
Oh, look! Recently, my colleague had to leave the country because some family issues back home.
Yeah,
and I just sort of stepped into his role and acted in both roles for 2 weeks.
So that's probably different than being a student, because a student needs to get a degree. They've got to meet certain things to get this degree.
True. Maybe it's a different sort of world.
Yeah,
I don't know how I would deal with that. Like if it was
because like a colleague of mine is sick, so I've stepped up.
Yeah, if it's a primary school student,
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can take many days off. If it was a high school student, I would also say I don't care, because at the end of the day, high school's pretty useless. But at a university, yeah, I can sort of see the importance of it, especially at a master's level.
Yeah.
Like, it's I think at a master's level, you want to be there.
Yeah.
So I think even with family hardships, again, it depends on the issue. But I think that
the student's issue is not worse enough that they've got to get special consideration.
Well,
right?
I'm sure there's protocols.
There's
and
protocols.
And that's it. Follow the protocols. Don't worry about it. Again, it's not your responsibility. But if you're well aware and they go, yeah, and then I'm going to apply for this, then you just go with it. Move on.
So yeah, I found it fascinating that
you've done well. It's funny.
I'm like I'd be pulled up in the corporate world for doing this.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
It's different though, because you're not on equal playing fields.
No.
And I think that's what it is. Like, my colleague and I were on the same playing field. Like, like one of us might be higher, one of us might be lower, whatever it is. But in the same sense, we're both working in the same team. Whereas a student teacher relationship, I think, is a bit different.
Yeah.
Man.
I learned.
Interesting
So that's
dilemma.
what I learned today.
There
So I
you
think
go.
people have learned, don't be my student. You get no sympathy from
Well,
me.
you know. I don't know how we do this podcast all the time. Yeah.
Because I say to them, like, it doesn't matter how hard you try, it's the outcome.
It's true. As long as you get some sort of outcome. Doesn't matter what the outcome is, as long as it's a outcome.
It's just like, it doesn't matter how hard you try.
An outcome?
You've just got to get the right outcome.
Oh, well. Well, speaking of psychology,
Yeah.
and Stephen Fry, who
Yes.
we can both agree is a
Good
fantastic comedian, funny, great actor too,
Great orator.
great orator, gay man,
Yep.
put that in there, and
Younger husband.
yeah, very young husband. And apparently he was saying something like gay sex is mainly like hand jobs and stuff like that.
Oh,
There you go. Maybe it's just him.
maybe.
I don't know. Not too much bum stuff. But speaking of psychology, he recently did a post on Facebook, Twitter, social media, stuff like that, for Are You OK Day?
Mm-hmm.
Or Are You OK Week? It's now turned into a week.
Oh,
I think. From May, what's it called here? May 13th to the 19th. So we're in the middle of it. So first of all, Kieran, are you okay?
Fuck off.
I don't care. We both knew exactly where we're going with that joke. But he posted a photo of himself saying, it's Are You Okay month or for a week and stuff like that. And he posted himself a photo doing this symbol.
Yeah.
Now, can you describe the symbol I'm giving you right now? Just, what is it?
It is an okay sign.
Okay sign. Beautiful.
Do you know, a colleague of mine did ask me this week, are you okay?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fucking miserable because I'm fucking dieting.
Well, at least it's off the psychological issues.
And then she walked away.
You know what? I would rather deal with someone with psychological issues than that's on a diet and really miserable. Because there's only what psychologically sort of balance out. Food, they're just irrational.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't think I'm projecting it, but fuck me, she could tell that I was fucking
It's
miserable.
like, you know what? Stay over
I
there.
was like, and we're going to leave him over there.
well, Kieran,
Not the point of Are You Okay?
But-
Where was the sympathy, which I obviously just said before I don't provide.
but Stephen Fry, though,
Yeah.
did the OK symbol in a photo. Are You Okay Day posted. You know what? Great for the cause. He's probably donated a bit of cash to it too. And it's good when celebrities do this sort of stuff. Like, sort of, I think mental health is a really important thing, and I'm sure that you do too. Very important. And I think,
Overused word, but
you know what I mean.
we won't get into the semantics of that.
Nonetheless. But, massive issues
Right.
with his post.
No way.
And I thought, okay, get fucked.
Yeah.
What was wrong with the post?
Uh-huh.
Now, this sign,
Yeah.
this OK hand.
Yeah. Which is the index and the thumb.
Yeah, index and
Together
thumb
with
connected and the three fingers sort of in there. Like, you're okay. Has been co-opted
Mm-hmm.
by white supremacists.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to put up the hand again and show you why.
Yeah.
This is the W
Mm-hmm.
for white.
Yeah.
And this is the P for power. And apparently, this symbol here now means white power.
Doesn't that mean white power?
I'm not sure about that one. But
Because
nonetheless.
that is more of a dub. Oh, no, that is a W.
Yeah.
Yes. Everyone, do the OK sign. And you got three fingers pointing up. And it is a W.
Yeah.
I see that.
And everyone's like to Stephen Fry, you got to be careful. That's a white supremacist
Oh,
thing.
fuck off.
And all this sort of stuff.
This is what I mean. Political correctness gone mad.
Oh. But you know what the best thing about it is? If you go to Wikipedia
Yeah.
and you type in white supremacy prank on Wikipedia, you know what comes up?
What?
Let me read it a little bit. In 2017, the OK gesture was at the center of an online prank in meme culture related to the alt-right and white supremacy, originating from an anonymous message board posts on the website 4chan. The Boston Globe reported that users on 4chan poll, like that's a board poll, the poll is the board, it's about being politically incorrect, were instructed in February 2017 to flood Twitter and other social media websites claiming that the OK symbol is a symbol of white supremacy as part of a campaign dubbed Operation OKKK. The association of the gesture with white supremacy derived from the assertion that the three fingers held up resemble the W, and the circle made and the thumb and the forefinger represented a P, standing for white power. So, this symbol, which people are now giving shit to Stephen Fry for saying, "Are you okay?" Literally showing the OK symbol. They're calling him now linked to white supremacists because of a 4chan joke started in 2017.
People are idiots.
This is the best. This is, you know what? I don't know where the Onion articles start and where they stop.
Yeah.
Like, I thought like this had to be a joke, and like I'm subscribed to basically every single satire news website on Facebook. Only because if I see something there, at least I know that this is a satire website. But if I look on the real news, like on the online space, like I know, okay, that article will probably be satire, this one will not be. These were like on mainstream media things saying that this was happening with Stephen Fry. What complete lack of no journalism whatsoever happening there whatsoever. But not only that, this happened in the news recently. So, in May 2009, a Chicago Cubs fan was banned from Wrigley Field for using the gesture behind Doug Glanville during a TV report. He claims to have been playing the circle game. So this reporter was reporting, and behind him, the guy did the symbol.
The circle game, and you do that, and you punch someone.
And he claimed that he was playing the circle game, which, if you look at that sort of prank sort of thing, it's above according to that OK sort of sign. Yeah, the circle game, Malcolm in the Middle. Remember Malcolm in the Middle episode? And everyone after the next day at school was playing it. It was a great sort of time. But he was banned from Wrigley Field for doing the symbol, which just goes to, and they blurred the OK symbol when it was shown on TV.
Fuck off.
Dead fucking set.
Fuck off. Get out of here.
Dead set.
I'm going to start my own news channel, and it's going to be politically incorrect. And I'm not going to apologise for it.
Yeah, you have to.
And if people get upset, I'm going to make them more upset.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I'm going to troll them and then terrorise them.
It's fantastic.
Make them upset.
I can't believe it. So anyway, bit of this symbol to you, Kieran. Anytime you want, apparently.
That is just stupid. That is just... People are idiots if they believe that.
I think I've discussed 4chan pranks on the show before. Like,
you have. And what a great 4chan prank.
It's a great
But
prank.
if people actually take that seriously and can't actually decipher that he's actually trying to do an OK symbol for "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And no way in hell is that linked to white power.
No.
And you're going to go down that pathway. Like, fuck off. Don't waste my time.
Incredible.
As I would say to a student, get out of my office. Go. See you later. Don't waste my time.
Oh, incredible stuff. When I saw it, like I said, when I saw it first time, I'm like, okay, this is a good piece of satire.
Complain.
This is a good
Report
piece of satire.
I don't care.
You know, this was another thing I saw. This was an actual Onion article. I'll pull it up. And it's the headline was, YouTube rushes to shut down school shooter's account over copyright complaints. And I'm like, that sounds like a real article. And everyone in the comments like, Onion, when did you stop writing satire?
Mm-hmm.
And I left a comment saying, this is not satire and stuff like that. But absolutely incredible. Like, I think that the Onion is more true than most of the news out there. And I was listening to an old podcast with Mysterious Coconuts, who was on a couple of episodes ago. And he used to intern at the Onion back in the day. Yeah. He interned that when he was like 17 or something like that. And he was like, if the headline wasn't funny, then we didn't write the article. Like, the headline was the only thing we really had to write. Yeah. But the headline had to be 100%.
Yeah.
And that headline, perfect piece of satire.
Yeah.
Incredible sort of stuff.
Oh, that's fair enough.
And that's how the What's On Your Bugle does it too. I mean, that's... we can talk about satire.
I love the What's On Your Bugle.
We all
I
do.
think that is true journalism. at its finest.
That's it. Well, Kieran, you got one more article for us?
I do, and it's a bit of a serious one.
Oh, okay.
A bit of a serious one.
I'm glad we talked about white supremacy just before this.
We've all seen a doctor.
I was looking at one right now. Oh, boy. That's fucking terrible.
Oh, that's terrible. But no, this is probably more of a public service announcement. Don't visit your doctor in the afternoon.
Right.
Doctors have been found to suffer from decision fatigue. And in fact, a study has been conducted, right, that has found that doctors order fewer breast and colon cancer screenings for patients later in the day compared to first thing in the morning.
Yep. Absolutely.
So don't see the doctor in the afternoon. By the afternoon, the rates are 10 to 15% lower. And the probable reasons, the doctors are running late or they have decision fatigue.
Well, decision fatigue is a really serious thing. So decision fatigue just means that after a certain amount of decisions that you make during the day, you become flustered. So the first decisions you make during the day are easy, and the more decisions you make during the day, the less confident you are with each one. And that was a similar sort of study I remember reading years ago, saying that judges for parole boards are like that.
Mm-hmm.
So in the morning, they all agree, on a panel, they all agreed, yep, this person should go, this person should stay in the prison. By the end of the day, there was almost a 50-50 split within the room of what they should do per person and stuff like that. And decision fatigue not only affects people like that, but it affects poor people in shopping centres.
Oh, I bet.
Because, not that we're super well off, but we're well off to go, you know what, I'm just going to buy this. It's not too bad. I'm going to buy this brand of... Whereas more, less well off people, because they've got to make a decision on everything. They go, can I afford to buy this brand over this brand? Or I need this, but no, I can't afford that because of money constraints. By the end of their shop, they're so fatigued from making decisions. Those impulse buys at the supermarket, like at the end of the grocery, when you're putting stuff on the conveyor belt, they're just instantly grabbing it. Because they're like, it's easy just to go yes rather than trying to think it over.
Yeah.
Super interesting sort of piece of stuff. But decision fatigue. But that's why people I lay my clothes out for the next day in the morning, the night before. So in the morning I can just put them on. I don't have to think. Mm-hmm. And the less decisions you make. You know what I mean?
Jeff Bezos, CEO
he does that sort of stuff.
Amazon. 3 decisions in a day. That's it at work.
Yep.
That's it. Job's done.
Incredible.
He said he just needs to make 3 important decisions.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, and you should really limit yourself. Think about it. Are you okay? Give your mate the white supremacist symbol, and that's how you end a podcast. Kieran, thank you so much for another fantastic episode of the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's always good to have you in studio, man. It's always good to have you in studio.
Yeah. Studio is much better than Skype.
Yeah. But we'll get there. Another episode's coming out hopefully this weekend. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, it'll be up and loaded.
Last weekend by the time this one comes out. But for all your wanking needs out there, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat, or a rant, just record it or email it just email us any way you want at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com. Kieran, let's keep losing some weight.
That's it. I can't wait. So three more weeks to go.
3 more weeks, yeah, for sure. And then we'll see all you lovely wankers next Thursday.